Hi and welcome. I'm Julia Magana. I'm a pediatric emergency medicine physician at UC Davis, and I'm part of the PCARN and the EIIC's efforts to teach everyone about how to take care of kids, especially you guys on the front line that are taking care of our little ones before they arrive at the hospital. And today we're going to talk about why you should pick the nose. And to join me, I have my friend, Lisa.
Hi.
Lisa, tell us about yourself.
My name is Lisa. I am a paramedic with American Medical Response here in Yolo County, and I have been in the field for about 30 years.
That's amazing. I love it. So Lisa's super experienced, and today we're going to go over 3 reasons why you should pick the nose and then 5 pro tips to make it just a little bit easier for you. So the first reason I like to pick the nose is because it's easier for you. You're not struggling with needles. You're not struggling with a child that's seizing and their arm is jerking around. You have easy access. You got a big old hole that you can aim for right there. And I love that. I love anything that makes it just a little bit easier for me to deliver medications quickly and easily. The second reason is it's easier for the child. So let's do a little experiment here. Jordan, which one of these would you rather have? Why?
Because it doesn't hurt.
Because it doesn't hurt. That's right. So it's not to say that intranasal meds feel awesome for kids, but it's not as sharp. It's not quite as scary coming at them. So as long as they're not a seizing child, it's not as scary of a situation, and you can go through with relatively less pain than through the needle process. The other reason why is it's a lot faster. There's something called the nose-brain pathway. Our medicine is delivered through a mucosal atomizer device, okay, or a MAD. And this MAD takes the medicine and creates these tiny little particles. When you push hard, it kind of creates this cloud of medicine that's absorbed on the nasal mucosa. And it goes from that nose-brain pathway because our mucosa is so vascular and innervated. And we've got these little nerves that are hanging down below our brain near the nose. And some of that just even picks the medicine up and directly takes it to our brain. So it's faster than the oral route, or God forbid, the rectal route. For sure, it's faster than that. So it's easier for you, it's easier for the child, and it's faster than some of our alternative routes as well. So the first thing that we want to think about, now that we know we want to pick the nose, we want to think about how we want to approach this. So Lisa, let's say we've got a child that you walk in, you see them seizing, and because they're still seizing, you know you want to get medicines in them fast. It's been more than 5 minutes by the time you arrive, right? So you want to get medicine in them fast. What's your next approach? What do you do? How do you get medicine in that child quickly?
Try and calculate their weight. Yeah. And we could do that by asking a parent, what their last weight was, or we could use a Broslo tape that we carry. And we can get an estimate for their weight based upon this.
Yeah, that works out really well.
I usually pull out my phone and do my drug calculations right on my phone, so I'm not trying to do it in my head anymore.
Yeah, I hear you. I don't know about you, but I never get math smarter in the middle of code.
No.
Stress does not help my math skills. And, that's true everywhere. We all make mistakes when we're under pressure, and it's this medication calculation and weight calculation. That's the spot where a lot of us make mistakes, especially under pressure. So some institutions, some counties have protocols and use resources that actually take that calculation out of their hands completely. And I think that's really awesome. Anytime we can make math simpler, yes. I'm all for it. Yes. But okay, so let's say we have a 10-kilogram child. What we're going to do is we're going to say, okay, they're 10 kilograms. We want to stop this seizure now. So let's give midazolam 0.2 milligrams per kilogram. So we take 10 times 0.2, and that's going to be 2 milligrams. And then our concentration of midazolam is 5 milligrams per ml. So we take that 2 and divide it by 5, and that gives us 0.4 mLs. And then our MAD, or our mucosal atomizer device, takes up another 0.1 mLs of dead space. So you actually want to draw up 0.5 mLs for your total calculation dose. So add that extra 0.1 on when you're pulling up your intranasal meds. All right, so now we're ready to go. We want to stop that seizure. My first tip number 1 is suction. If you have a lot of congestion going on, as we often do during the winter time, or if there's blood within inside of the nares, or especially when you have a seizing child, there's often a lot of extra secretions. And this medicine only works if it accesses that vascular innervated mucosa. So you want to suction that area out, get some of that snot out of there. Tip number 2 is put the head of the bed at 30 degrees. We don't want them laying completely flat where it just drips down the back of their throat, and we also don't want it sitting up straight completely because then it might drip back out as well. So we put the head of the bed at about 30 degrees. And then tip number 3 is use help, right? If you've got it, use it.
Right. Perfect time to do this on scene when you have family members or other firefighters or in your partner to help stabilize the head so that you can administer the medication. It's also perfect timing to get it done so that you can get it in the nares in a proper way without bumping down the road and get the right amount of medications into each nair.
Yeah, you don't want to add those extra bumps
Right.
as one more extra challenge to use. So yeah, so tip number 3 is use help. And tip number 4, kind of what you were talking about, you want to get that in there efficiently. And so the best way to do that is to split up the total medication dose. We want to optimize how much of that mucosa we're accessing. So if you're giving 0.5 mLs, then start by giving 0.25 in one nostril and 0.25 in the second nostril. And then tip number 5 is use a good seal, all right? We want to have that head nice and stabilized there. We've got extra help and hands around. We want to get a good seal at the nair, and then you want to point up and out towards the tip of the ear there, okay? And then push hard and fast because that's how that medicine is optimized. So, or how the medicine is atomized, I guess, and optimized. So our 3 reasons why we want to pick the nose is it's easier for you, it's easier for the child, and it is faster. And our 5 pro tips today are, first of all, suction, clear out that mucosa, let the medicine do its work. Number 2, put the head of the bed at 30 degrees. Number 3, if you have help, use it.
Right.
Do it before you start your journey. And number 4 is going to be get a good seal and point up and out towards the ear. And number 5 is put half into each nostril there. I hope that you've learned something, and I hope that you will feel comfortable picking the nose next time. Thanks.